and welcome to the 5th RLIGOLF podcast of 2018. You are listening to PGA professional Ryan Ingram, and if you haven't tuned in over the last few weeks, you will know we are releasing one podcast per week talking about everything to do with golf, swing tips, and life as a golf pro. In this week's episode, we are going to talk about how we can make you hit the golf ball as far as the pros. So let's get started. So in this episode, we are going to look at 3 key areas to increasing more distance to your drives and how we can maximise each of these for your game. The 3 key areas we are focusing on today are where you hit it out of the club face, your approach into the golf ball, so your angle of attack and swing path. These terms will be explained to you later in this episode. Your swing speed. Have you got the right shaft for your swing speed? Very important to making sure we'll get the right impact factors back at your golf ball to maximise distance. So the first one we're going to look at is where we hit it on the club face and the importance of the position that we do hit it out the club face and the reasons why we should hit the middle of the club face and not the toe or the heel. So the middle of the club face is what we refer to as the sweet spot, the area to which the club will be compressed the most, helping to deliver maximum ball speeds and therefore maximum distance to our drives. I use the example of a trampoline to help people understand this better. And if you take a person bouncing on a trampoline and that person bounces on the edge of the trampoline, they're not going to get to develop much height due to the material not being able to compress as much as if they were to jump in the middle of the trampoline. And the material is more flexible in that area, allowing the person to create more depth into that trampoline, more compression to their jump, and therefore able to spring up at a greater height. So if you think about that club face and you've got the circumference of that club face, that middle section is going to be allowing ourselves to compress that golf ball. It's going to go in deeper into the face and therefore help us produce more ball speed and therefore more distance to our golf shots. So from this, we can say that smash factor, this is how efficient we are striking the golf ball. This is a measurement of how we do so using these technologies now, Flight Scope, TrackMan. This is what we look at when we are measuring, are we efficiently striking the golf ball? Are we getting maximum ball speed from our swing speed, from our strike to the golf ball? If we are not doing so, we are losing distance. So there's areas to which we can maximise this efficiency in improving strike, in improving making sure that you've got the correct shaft in your golf club, so it's flexing at the right angle, and has a big factor on this smash factor number. So using that trampoline scenario again, if you were to jump on the edge of that trampoline, it's going to throw you into the middle of the trampoline, whereas if you hit the centre of the trampoline, it's going to throw you straight up in the air, a direct hit, and it allows ourselves to get a full compression rather than that compression being on an angle and therefore producing that golf ball into a different direction rather than straight down to your target line and onto the fairway. So that pretty much sums up the importance of striking the golf ball out the middle of the club face. Increased smash factor equals more distance. So now let's go and talk about the importance of the angle of attack and club path and why we need these to be correct to increase more distance to our drives. So angle of attack, let's start with this one. Angle of attack basically means, are we coming in steep to the golf ball or are we coming in shallow to the golf ball? With our irons, we want to come in steep. We want to catch that golf ball first and then the ground. Whereas with the driver, and because the golf ball is up in the air on a tee, we want to create that shallow angle of attack. We want to hit up on that golf ball. We want to kind of bottom out that golf club just before the golf ball and hit that golf ball on the upswing so we can deliver that shallow angle of attack, get that golf ball into the air. Around about 14 degrees is what we're looking for. This is the kind of optimum number we look for when we are doing fittings for that kind of average player's swing speed. So, angle of attack, let's hit up on that golf ball. Let's get that golf ball in the air. This will help with spin rates, reducing them spin rates so that golf ball can carry further in the air, producing more distance to your drives. So let's now move on to club path. And club path is the direction the club is travelling through the golf ball. So we can have 3 different club paths. We can have in to out, we can have out to in, and we can have in to squared in. So 3 different paths. Draw is that in to out path. That slice or fade is that out to in path. Generally what most amateur players have is that out to in path. So what we want to do to help create more distance to your drives is create that opposite path, that in to out path, promoting that draw-shaped ball flight and therefore a more shallower angle of attack, allowing you to help hit up on that golf ball, producing the correct angles and spin rates to help hit you the golf ball further. So next time you're practicing, and if you have that shape of shot where it's starting left of target and coming back into the right or even further right of your target, let's try with the driver, teeing that golf ball up higher. This is just going to promote us to hit up on that golf ball, help us change that angle of attack, change that path of the club, creating them impact factors for that draw type ball flight and hopefully longer distance to your drives. So that pretty much sums up angle of attack and club path. Let's go on to swing speed now and find the importance of this key element to help create you more distance to your drives. So swing speed is different in all of us. Different abilities, different heights, different levers, different swings. All this is going to change how much swing speed we can create to that golf ball. So whatever swing speed you create is your swing speed. What we want to do is maximise the ability of making sure that club head is hitting that golf ball with as much compression as possible back at impact for your speed. So this is where club shafts come in, and we've got regular stiff, extra stiff shafts, and even for them senior players and ladies players, lighter and more flexible shafts, as these generally produce a little bit less swing speed than the average adult. So what we've got to look at is, what is your swing speed? This will fall into a category when you're getting a custom fit for your driver. This would then allow you to be fitted for that regular stiff, extra stiff flex, allowing you to make a better contact, a better smash factor, as we've explained previously in the episode, of delivering maximum ball speed to your golf shots. Swing speed itself, yes, does increase ball speed, therefore distance. However, it's not the most important factor when we're looking at distance. Smash factor is the most important part. We want to deliver that golf club at a good impact location with good angles, good compression to that golf ball, so you can get maximum ball speed when you're delivering that speed to the golf ball. So because of the flex of the shafts, this is why it's important to get the right one fitted for you and your swing speed, because if you've got a regular shaft but you're swinging 105 mile an hour, that shaft's going to flex too early. It's going to lose all its tension, all its power before the golf ball, delivering you a weak strike at the golf ball and potentially closing or opening that club face back at impact, resulting in poor strikes and therefore poor distance. So having the correct shaft is important in delivering and ensure you get the maximum compression to that golf ball back at impact. So another scenario, if you kind of flip it round and you look at having an extra stiff shaft but you're swinging at 80 mile an hour, that golf club isn't going to flex at the right time. It's going to be held off. You're not going to deliver any storage of power from that club shaft into the golf ball, and you're going to result yourself in less distance to your golf shots. So next time you're looking at a driver, make sure you get fitted, get the correct shaft for your swing speed, and you can optimise your performance of that golf club so you can get more distance to your golf shots. Lastly, I just want to talk about the loft of your driver and the importance of this. So as I mentioned earlier, through angle of attack, this works together with your flex of your shaft to ensuring that you get the correct angles and loft presented at impact so you can maximise your smash and launch angle for the maximum carry distance, reducing them spin rates and optimising that total distance. So you guys out there with the 8.5 degree extra stiff flex, swinging at somewhat 85, 90 mile an hour, think about going to get a custom fit, seeing what you actually need for your swing and optimise that distance so you can get that golf ball travelling as far as possible to beat your mates. Thanks for listening. I hope this has been informative to help you create more distance to your drivers. And the next time you're thinking about getting a driver or onto the practice area, optimise them numbers. By all means, come down to the RLI Golf Academy where we'll be able to give you a fitting so you know exactly what numbers you need to produce to maximise your distance. If you don't already, follow our social media links where we find more content each week at RLI Golf to help improve your game. You've been listening to PGA professional Ryan Ingram, and until next time, bye for now.